Next we're going to go into our storage rooms, and in the first room here, which we call current storage, is going to be, you're going to see the parts that are already restored, ready to be put on the Bentley, and you're going to see the SS1 parts that have been cleaned and primed, but not restored yet. These two shelves, as you can see by the signs they have on here, are for the 51 Bentley. Remember when we first come in here and I said there was a little pedal on the floor to do the grease one? That's the little pedal you would see there. All these parts have been restored. And actually, if you look at this up here, this is a bucket for the headlight. And you can see it looks like brand new. Now we'll have new rubbers, and actually we have new harnesses to put on this. But if you didn't know it, if you didn't take this apart, you see that fuse there? And one of the lights went out, and you didn't know there was a fuse in there. You could work for a week and not figure out why this light went out. You'd be looking at everything you can figure out and never know that. Here are the gauges that have already been restored, sent out and calibrated if they needed calibrated. Everything is black in here. We would have restored ourselves. But if you look here, like this is the hub. This goes on the hubs for the. This is chrome. Here's one of the badges that will go on the Bentley. Even the ashtrays. This is one of the ashtrays. This is one of the mirrors. Now the mirror's not in it right now. But here's a light. It is original, and this has already been restored and chromed. If I had to buy this light, it'd probably be $2,000 or $3,000. But since I got it with the, that's why it's very important when you buy a car, no matter what shape the pieces are, that it's all there. Because if you have to buy it, it becomes very expensive. Getting them fixed and restored is not nearly as expensive as buying them. We also restore the wood. Now we don't do this here, but here's where the gauges would go in the front of the dash. And you can see this is a burl walnut. And then you can tell it's the original piece. Here's the drawer that goes in the center. Again, the burl walnut, and you can tell it's the original piece. So everything is original on these cars. Here's actually the full dash. Go like this. That piece that you saw would fit in here. There's a chubby box here, glove box. English call them chubby boxes. Again, the original piece. Actually, we even have the seats. Here's the two front seats that are already made. I don't know if it's too dark for you, but these are all leather. They've been made for about 10 years. On this shelf, we have the SS1 Tour, 1935 SS1 Tour. And what's been done with these parts so far is they've been, of course, taken off the car, and they've been cleaned and they've been primed. But none of the work has been done to restore them. So there's some pitting in here that we'll fix, and then we'll fix everything. We'll go through each piece that's on here and restore it, and then paint it the proper color. Here's the front axle, and we'll fix that up the way it should be. These are the pans for the floor. They have recessed pans. Here's the rear axle. Now this will probably be black in the end, but right now it's on there as primer. If there's any dents or any marks on this, we'll fix those, reprimer it, and then paint it the proper color. So basically, this room contains the parts for the cars we're working on now. Now actually, if you look up top up here, you can see there's the rear fenders. You can see the trunk lid back there. Remember I talked about the floor piece? That's the steel floor piece that really needs cleaned yet. That'll go in and get bead blasted and then primed. And here's the other front fender. The first one we saw had the paint colors on it. So we try to be as organized as we can. Then we walk into long-term storage. And basically what's in here is everything that's left over when we're done with the car. All of our spare parts, any nuts and bolts that we may need that we come off of one car, we may need on a future car. You can see some starters over here, old English starters that we could probably use on a car in the future if we needed one. These are XKE headlight pots that go down in the headlights of the XKE. We can probably use these on the when we're getting ready to restore. But in here is basically all different kinds of parts that come off the cars that we've already restored. Okay, well now you've seen pretty much what we do here in our restoration shop, and to me it's very important to keep it clean. So we didn't clean this for the filming today. Actually, this is the way it should look anytime you come up here, because when I show people through the showroom downstairs, I show them up here and this becomes part of the tour. And believe it or not, as beautiful as it is downstairs, most of the car guys are more interested in what they see up here than what's downstairs. As am I, because I enjoy driving the cars, but my real love is taking a piece of, first off, finding a car, taking a piece of junk like this one, and turning it into a work of art. Finding all the parts. Right now I'm buying parts for this SS. Oh, look at Aston. I want to see what's going on. Who is that, Aston? But right now I'm buying parts from South Africa for the SS1 tour. And I spend hours trying to find maybe one little wee piece of parts that may only cost 10 bucks, but hard to find. I'll spend maybe 20 hours trying to find a $10 piece. But that's the fun part. And then when we get it together and see what we have when we're done, finish it, and then take it out to the concourse shows and let everybody else look at it, that's the part that's fun for me. That's one of our slogans. They either do it my way or the highway. I'm a perfectionist, and that's how I have 7 North American champions. And these guys know that perfect is what we're looking for. We don't always get it, but that's what we're looking for.